So it's match night, and it's time to get out and have some fun. And the main point of the captain at this time is you've coordinated with your people, you've told them to be at XYZ location and when. And in an ideal world, they're all there on time, having gone to the bathroom already, having their shoes tied, having their rackets regripped, having their water bottles filled. And if that happens, these are the procedures that you want to keep in mind. Again, your match time, let's say it was to start at 6:30. You don't want to wait to just 6:30 to find whoever the other captain is and get things going. So just recommended maybe 5 minutes till you start looking around, figuring out who the opposing captain is. Go up to them, greet them. Hey, how are you? Wonderful day we're having. All your players here? And if you're lucky, they'll say yes, and all your players will be there. And if everybody's there, go ahead and exchange your lineups right then and there and put the people out on the court. Your lineup should be written down on a piece of paper. It can either be an official USTA scorecard or it can be just a random piece of paper that clearly identifies which positions each person's playing. On your scorecard, be sure you've written down the first and last name. Oftentimes, there are multiple Lisas on a team or multiple Marks. You want to have that first and last name so later on, when the score is recorded, it's easy for whomever's doing it. You exchange your lineups. You decide which courts people are going to play on. Then they go out to those respective courts and they begin warming up. In the warm-up phase, you're warming up against your opponent. It's not play. You're not trying to hit the ball as hard as you can, trying to hit winners. You're hitting a normal medium pace shot back and forth, ground strokes, volleys, overheads, and then get to your serve. Warm-up is designated as a 10-minute period of time. After the warm-up is finished, play is expected to begin. This is the last point in time where lineups will be exchanged. Why might you exchange your lineup now instead of at 6:30? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's not usually a perfect world. Usually there's somebody who's running late or some other business. In that situation, you have two options. You talk to the captain, you know that person's running late, or at least they say they're running late, and you believe them. They're written down on the lineup card in whatever position. Could be one singles, could be two doubles, doesn't matter. You believe the other captain that that player's coming, and you're satisfied with that. Right back at 6:30, you can go ahead and exchange the lineups. If that person doesn't show up, oh well, you accepted it. So a default can happen at two doubles or at one singles and all the other courts play. You made that choice. You discussed the situation. You accepted it. A default can happen wherever in that case. For the most part, though, when a team knows they're short, we're expecting the default to happen at two singles or three doubles. It's the defaulting team's choice. You meet with somebody, it's 6:30. All their people aren't there. They tell you, oh, so-and-so's on their way, but you don't believe them, or you're just not that trusting of a person. You say to them, okay, I hear you. Well, let's go ahead and warm up with who's here, putting them out on the courts that we're expecting them to be on, but we're not going to exchange that lineup right now. We're going to wait to 6:40 to see if they show up, and if they do, then we'll exchange our lineups as expected and go from there. But if 6:40 comes and they're not here, I'm sorry, you're going to have to put them either at two singles or three doubles, where an expected default would happen, and then we'll exchange our lineups. So then again, you go out, you warm up, 6:40 comes around, oh, that person's not there. You decide, not taking any chances. You tell the opposing captain they've got to be either at two singles or three doubles. That's where you can first default a position, and then we exchange our lineups and proceed with the match from there.